mean, KCP still on the bench, that waiting list, but we got another match to talk about before we even get there, Dread.
Yeah, Hyper.
This could be quite interesting because Darkside stepped up and showed that they're capable at creating upsets. And Defy, well, taking account our #1 team.
Oil going into Skyway Stadium.
Hyper. A little birdie in my ear told me that we might be going to high rise.
No.
Which,
No.
I don't know if it's better or worse for
It's
these players.
worse.
You may not have to deal. You may not have to deal with a lot of spawn camping necessarily, but this center elevated section still puts it in massive wrench in everyone's plans, especially when you're playing LH1s potentially. You're playing those KS, M60 potentially from Bubba. I mean, it can just be a reign of terror, and we already see Grad taking up this high ground with that LH1 and just shooting those shots.
Yeah, I've already pointed out once how this is my least favorite map, least favorite variation, and yet I'm still waiting on that conversation with the beautiful dev that designed this. But that aside, immediately Defy losing 2 in the background, and that is all gonna come from Darkside as they go head to head amongst each other, and Darkside eventually getting the wipe off screen. Envy and Luminon, the respect amongst each other off the rip has been beautiful. But now they're getting into that same building, the gloves are off, and someone's going to throw a good punch in a moment.
Yeah, I mean, this stagger may come in full force. We do see that plug going over for the side of Darkside, getting this box moving, but it's over on Cash Out A, and Luminon Gaming's right there.
Need to be careful, buddy. There's someone right above you, and Luminon is just
this is 3 teams coming in.
It's 3. Well, why not? The offset has started to come through, and the other box hasn't even been plugged as the steal starts to go through, but it has to get denied. Defy, the ones to get the steal underway, and also the only team to run a medium as well. Steal still going through, but not enough. Again, the denial as Defy will get dropped to the ground. But it was Darkside interfering, defending on what is theirs.
Yeah, exactly. Darkside is now under pressure. They're going to be putting a C4 on this box and be dropping it all the way down to that next level using that. But that being said, a big RPG does find the end of Kusanagi. He's going to be able to have that invis to rotate back around. Recop's kind of peeling for him, but now base checking up against Miro. Gonna be taken out by Lamp, but Kusanagi firing back. Normalize does drop down, and Grad last 2 up for Luminon. They do find that full reset while Recob's last one alive. Beautiful headshots, great stealth from Recob's, and that may swing the fight a little bit in their favor. Using these defender coins, they're gonna be able to get back up. And they're going to be able to stop this steal as 2v2 situation. Normalize now last one up as Nomad, the third party, coming back in, and Luminon's in trouble, and Darkside still has that money.
Yeah, the danger just keeps piling up. Steel starts to go through, and guess what? Luminum is dipping out of there because Normalize realizes that if he wipes here, there's 100% no way that he can continue the fight over to Envy. But the steal from Defy. This is the second time they've gone for an attempt like this, and it's going to be a full commit going all the way through, but it doesn't. Pushed off, and Defy, they commit all the way. Play with the heal beam to try and keep them alive. It is not enough. We flip our attention again to Envy. Dude, they've been on a lawn chair enjoying all this.
Yeah, I mean, they're just sipping their drinks. But that being said, there could be enough time for Darkside to go for this third party. But they may opt for pacing. But over here on this box, we're going to see Not Bubba take a little bit of damage. He opted to go for that KS23. With Uni be able to find a pick on Grad and Normalize trading that out right away. It's going to be a 2v2. Lamp still in a lot of trouble. I think he's stuck. Gremlin just stuck between a rock and a hard place right there, holding Mash, and it's gonna be Not Bubba 1v3 situation. Gonna have to drop something. Finds a big C4 fire barrel on top of Grad, stopping any sort of offensive, but it looks not very good for Envious. 2 of them are back up, but I don't think there's enough time. That glitch does go out, and the damage is coming in, but the flip may go in the way of Lumon. They get the flip.
Brilliant work. Of course, it's not a destructible floor, so you can't drop this point. You can press the buttons on the wall, you can push the thing up and down, but at the end of the day, the attempt from Envy to drop the site, to use that C4 to try and create the stalls just went out the window as soon as they were out of the elevator. That was their downfall, was not having control of the elevator itself.
Yeah, and that's a very difficult point, not only to defend, but also attack. If you have the right gadgets and tools, the defense does become pretty easy, but I don't think they had what it takes. But that being said, I'm not entirely sure why Normalize is pushing back over here to try and fight this. We have 3 teams fighting over absolutely nothing right now, just for a little bit of momentum, while we do see Darkside hold on to their cash out.
True ego chow right here, but all 3 teams just wanting to make sure that they are the biggest and the best. And well, I'm not going to complain as a spectator. As the analyst in me, yeah, this is absolutely pointless. But while this all goes on, what's happening on the other side with Darkside? Well, they're already halfway through. Again, feet up, not having any pressure, when reality and what should be happening is all the pressure on them. Is anyone actually going for yeah, TheFinals going for 4.
Illuminon now triangulating in on top of this cash out, but it looks like Envy also has a very similar idea, and this could be tricky with 3 teams here. I mean, Darkside may have the big advantage. They're going to be setting up, just using this to drop this point. Just going to be able to try and find these angles. Kusanagi standing still, using that aim vis to just sit, wait, and rat fish for information. But I'm going to be trying to take out Uni as he just runs around those chaos shots. But Normalize does finally take out Gremlin as well. And Luminon 2 up and Envy 2 up. And I mean, Darkside's sitting pretty.
Ooh, Uni. Worst timing in the world. Unfortunately caught off guard and isn't able to get Gremlin up. And now Bubba is the one left alive and they have to back out of it. Darkside, I can say thank you very much. Matter of fact, Luminum and Envy did most of the heavy lifting on eliminating themselves, and Darkside just sat there pondering on what is the next meal they're gonna have, because it's dinner time coming up for you guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there, but that being said, Darkside, I mean, they have a lot of lunch money to go. They'll be throwing that glitch all the way over to Normalize, and they're just holding this cash out. They want to get this plug, easy rotation, just holding them back, as I think one of their teammates, Grad, probably just gonna get a free rotation, but it's all up to Normalize and Lamp to just hold it down.
What movement can be done? Defy, again, these offsets are horrible. It is so off pace, and you have to look at one place and go another as Normalize absolutely obliterates Kusanagi. Finally, we get the box going in. We get a little bit of overtime. And this will put Luminon in that hot seat in that top spot. We still technically have time to get that other cash box in.
There's time, but I mean, Darkside knows what's up. They've played this situation time and time again. They have plenty of experience. It's going to be all up to them to hold this next cash out. And honestly, this is a very important box for Envy. They need a little bit extra pace to maybe come out on top. But like I said, it's only going to have to take a minute for Darkside to just hold out the next box. And Envy, if they're privy to this information, they have to go for cash out A, get this pace going. I don't know if there's any chance to go for 6, as that once that does get tapped open, there's only 20 seconds left to get this plug. They're gonna go for it anyway. They're gonna take this opportunity. I'm not entirely sure, like, why are we going here, Envy? You need to go fight a box, and you know Darkside's gonna be here defending this.
Yeah, it seems a bit odd, but hey, like, again, as a spectator, we're down for the fighting. It is just their egos put out. Actually, no, look at where B is. Only 60 meters away. Gateway. Exactly. Get the gateway. But again, you made the point. Darkside is here. They're prepped, ready to deny that plug to go through, and it's exactly what they're looking to do. Gateway's got to cross, but no, 13 seconds left. Is there enough time? They've got to rush it. They've got to run past the entirety of Darkside. 7 to go. This 6 on the clock.
But there's no time. Going to try and RPG it down. It's 2 floors up, though, and there's no time. He's just looking at it. He throws it, but doesn't get it. Oh my gosh, but on the other side of the map, we do see a steal attempt coming out for the other cash box.
This is crazy.
Seconds left. It looks like Luminon does hold that box down, and they're just a big bloodbath. Defy lashed on it, does get on it in time, but will they be able to hold it? It's just crowd up. They need to find the angles. Grab. Gonna be shooting through the dance. Can they get it?
Defy got
They
it!
get it. Oh my gosh. Luminon loses. Oh my gosh.
Body blocking to the max. But the last second Defy had been the worst team throughout that entire game. They had not been winning their fights. They had not been getting the steals. They've been dumping everything onto the point. And when it mattered most, when they needed to Hail Mary at the best moment, which this team clearly, their strategies are based off a Hail Mary, it comes clutch. And Luminum, oh my god, they would be kicking themselves badly here.
There's no way.
This whole game doesn't make sense.
I mean, wow. How Defy at literally the very, what did they hop on that at 8 seconds left? So literally with 1 second to spare, they got that with a body block to barely let him survive and take that box. I mean, absolutely insane. Also, talking about Darkside too, I mean, they've been playing insane today in these cash out games. I mean, absolutely controlling almost every single cash out with the pacing. It's been absolutely wild. Yeah, look at this body block go absolutely crazy. Nobed is going to die for it and get the healing off as he goes down to save Defy and barely get ahead of Luminon at the very end there, taking that box. And wow.